All right, so I just want to take a couple of minutes just to give you a bit of an insight into how you can actually go about drawing exercise 2. Exercise 2 is a little bit tricky. All right, so I think what I'm going to do this time, rather than freehand sketch it, I'm actually going to use a ruler. I know we've been talking about not using rulers, but I think in this instance, I think it's going to help you understand. Also going to use a pencil today, just because I have it close at hand. All right, let's start off. I'm going to draw my down arrow here. Remember, my 30 degrees going back, or thereabouts. Okay, so I'm going to make up my block. So let's say it's about this sort of height here. Here we go. And I'm just going to project this line here. With rulers, it's really easy, right? Because you can actually see that your lines are parallel. That's why we've been doing the sketching. You know, you do the sketching and you kind of get trained to kind of knowing what's right and what's wrong. Anyway, let me finish off my cube here. We'll do a line there, and we'll do another line over here, probably around there. Let's project a line going back this way. Whoop, look at that, not parallel. That looks about parallel. And one going the other way. Okay, are we happy with that? That looks pretty good. All right, so that's what I've got. Now the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make those cuts on the corners. We call those cuts on the corners the chamfer. So when it kind of looks like this, that little cut there, that's the chamfer. You can kind of imagine the part that we've cut off there. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to determine, I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to decide from here, from that point there, imagine that distance, and I'm going to make it equal on that side there. Now, what I'm also going to do at this point, I'm just going to project that line. In fact, how about I do this? Let's just join those 2 points there. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to project this point back onto this edge over here. So we'll do that, making sure it's parallel. If you can I'm just going to do it thin. You probably can't see it too well on the camera, but there it is. I projected that point going backwards. That distance there, I'm going to come in the same distance over here. Okay, so it's going to be about there. And then I can actually just join that up to there. Now, I'm going to project this line down straight here. I'm going to project this line straight down here. And I'm going to create that line going across there. So you can see what I've got. This line here is going to come straight down. So let's project that straight down. Now, I'm going to do the same on this side here. So I can kind of go same distance about there. And I'm going to project that line going back. There we go. So I've got that. Now here, this is where I need to start projecting more lines. I'm going to project this point here through over to here. So let's go. Let's project that. Where does it go? It lands here. Point. So what does that mean? That means that I can join that part up there. Now, of course, I've got to project it down. Okay, I've got that. Now let's look at the other side here. What's going on the other side? Got a cut here, got a cut there, got a cut there. We need a cut over the back. So that point that we had there, I'm going to project it back over to here. There it is. So now I can actually go and line up that one there. So you can kind of see what we've kind of got going on there. Now, what we know is that on the drawing, and I don't have that particular drawing in front of me, girls, so you just have to kind of imagine. So I'm going to kind of draw a line down here, and I'm going to draw another line. It's going to be equal distance. So let's say about there. I'm going to draw that down there. Okay, and now I'm going to project this back also. So we'll go project that back. And I'm going to project the other side back. Okay, so this is what I've got so far. Now, I can do this side. I'm going to project, come back equal distance again. I'm going to project that down. And I'm going to project this line back. Parallel lines. Okay, so let's look at what we confirm in here. All right, so I confirm this part in here and that part through there. Okay, and we're going to do the same. We're going to, in fact, I'm not going to worry about that line at the moment. I do need to come in from here, probably about there. So I'll project another line down. Man, there's a lot of lines in this drawing. You know what? In hindsight, probably gave this drawing a little bit too early. But, you know, it's always good to have a challenge, right? That's what it's about. All right, so what have I got here? Let me firm these parts in. And you can probably see that with the ruler, it's a lot easier to kind of know exactly where those lines are going. As I said before, I've been trying to keep you away from using rulers because it's a little bit too easy. But you are starting to get it, which is fantastic. All right, so we're close, right? We're close. No, I'm not going to do this just yet. All right, next thing we need to do is this kind of comes down and then it kind of comes across here. So that's really going to be, it's going to be a line that's parallel to this. So I'm going to determine it's going to be about here. I'm just going to draw a faint line going all the way across. Because once it gets to this front corner, I can project it this way, which is kind of handy. So I'm going to project that way as well. Let's firm it in. What have we got? Comes down. And girls, as I said, I don't have the computer in front of me. So I know my proportions are incorrect here. I don't think the block is anywhere near this high. So, yeah, it's not going to look proportionally correct. But the strategy is correct, which is the main thing if you're unsure. All right, so let's go there. What have I got here? Normally I wouldn't do these lines as dark as this, but because of the camera here, I'm trying to make it so that you can actually see it. All right, what have I got to do? Still got some lines on here that I've got to do. Okay, I need an edge coming down here, so obviously that's going to come down and be parallel there. I'm going to have an edge coming down here, and that's all of these, all of my vertical lines or edges. Of course, they're going to be parallel. Now, I don't think we're going to get to see the cut in the bottom, that rectangular hole in the bottom, just because of the perspective in which we are kind of drawing this from, or the view in which we're drawing it from. All right, what else have I got? I'm going to have a line going back this way, that internal edge here. Again, just making sure that it's parallel to all the other lines. Going to bring that down. Yeah, it's going to be about there. Okay, there it is. And I'm going to bring that down. It's basically there. All right, let me just quickly just rough over this for a second so you can kind of see. In fact, I'm going to use my... I hate doing this because it's going to look quite bodgy, but I'm just making it darker so you can kind of see it. just going to go speed things up a little bit here. So hopefully, in fact, should I go over all those lines to make it easier for you to see? Yeah, why not? Don't know whether you can hear my dog crying for me upstairs. He knows when I've gone. Okay. Oh, I can see a line that I forgot to put on here. Can anybody see where the line is that I'm missing? It's this edge in here, isn't it? So again, that would be a line that's projecting back, and it would have to be parallel to all of those other lines. So I could put that in there for you. So you can kind of see how I did that, right? I know that looks pretty average. Again, I'm not too worried about the scale, the proportion, that sort of stuff. You guys will have the one in front of you when you're doing that. But it's a pretty tricky drawing. There's a lot of lines going on there. And, you know, for that particular drawing, I'll let you use a ruler if you want to have another go at it. All right, hopefully that helps. You can rewind the video, you can pause it, you can track along a little bit as you go. You guys are doing awesome as it is. So, you know, be really proud of your efforts. If you can kind of do this one, awesome. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.